Here we are, lesson 36. Welcome. I think it's especially apropos that we're on this lesson today because the lesson is called Be Still and Know Who You Are. And the quote I chose when I wrote this some time ago was from a very famous woman, especially this past weekend when she was made a saint. Saint Mother Teresa. Now I know she has a different name than that, but this is her quote. We need to find God, and he cannot be found in noise and restlessness. God is the friend of silence. See how nature, trees, flowers, grass, grows in silence. See the stars, the moon, the sun, how they move in silence. We need silence in order to touch souls. I think that's so beautiful. You know, it's become a habit here in the house where I live now that I will sit out on the deck where I have many bird feeders. And of course, little chipmunks and squirrels come too. And I sit out there and I just watch the birds fly and hear their song and feel the breeze, and it feels so wholesome and wonderful. That's something you could do as well. Even if you live in a city, there are parks where you might go. So in silence, we have a chance to learn who we truly are. I remember a few years ago, we lived in Chicago, and my husband and I invited a friend, old college friend of mine, who had become quite a successful playwright, and his play was being presented in Chicago. And he came and stayed at our home. And we lived in a suburb, and there was a big ravine and lots of trees and birds. And he lived in bustling New York, a very active A-type guy. So we're sitting outside, and I'm thinking, this is so lovely. And we're chatting, and finally he said, "How can you stand it here? It's so quiet." I was aghast. But it's a case I want to make and a point I want to make. We get used to noise and activity and chaos around us. Almost every place we go, there's some kind of music playing, there is traffic, there is something that is causing noise. So it's really appropriate and healing for us to go into a place where we can be silent inside. Now, we all know that one can do that in meditation, but not everyone who is looking at me speaking right now meditates. Meditation is great. But you can also just go to a place of stillness. Turn off the noise and go inside. Listen to your heart. And especially, listen to the voice within you that tells you that you are perfect just as you are. You might start out this practice by maybe saying, "I love myself completely now," which is the first lesson of the 52. I have many different suggestions in this chapter on how you can experience silence and stillness because it is a very important part of your life and you deserve to have it. You may even practice it as a family or with your friends. So I hope that you will be still and remember who you are, because that is an extremely important thing to do, to know who you are, the light of divine and eternal love. Thank you for joining me. Now I think I'll be quiet for a while.